Predator movies. Let's go. Welcome to the video, guys. Drop a like and sub. We're going to be talking all things Predator. We'll be ranking all the Predator movies from worst to best, all 7 of the films. I love this franchise, and I'll be shouting out some of the YouTube fan-made Predator films. Some of them are obviously very low budget, but they're a fantastic watch, especially if you enjoy the Predator franchise and enjoy the movies. They're a good watch, and I highly recommend them. Please give those channels a visit. They'll be in a link in my description. Now, without further ado, let's get to it. Coming in last place is The Predator. This film... Look, first and foremost, I said I was going to talk about all things good and bad, but this film is just terrible. There isn't much to actually put in any sort of good light with this film, from the editing, the CGI, the plot line of the story, the acting, you name it. I think it's all garbage. This film has to go in the bin. I actually found it difficult to even remember this movie. I had to really go and rewatch it to remember the plot line, what it's about, how unfunny it is. It's just a shambles from start to finish, and it's directed by Shane Black, who I thought, you know, when this was coming out, this was going to be a good film. He was involved in the original, which of course is a good film. So I thought, yeah, it's going to follow that same sort of, I guess, dynamic of the movie, which is a great action movie, is funny, even though it only has a few jokes in. It's funny, way funnier than this. This has jokes every 10 seconds, and none of them are funny. None of them hit home. The comedic timing is shocking. You add that with this terrible plot line, it just makes no sense. There was no sort of impending doom, any horror element to this film, which I think, obviously, we've all seen The Predator at this point, or should have if you've seen the films, so it shouldn't surprise you too much what the creature is, or what it looks like, or how it hunts, etc. But you've got to keep it somewhat suspenseful. It has to feel like an alien, has to feel like there's going to be terror every time it's on the screen, or some sort of impending doom for the characters in the movie. But this really just focused on taking the piss out of autism, which, you know, could be funny if it wasn't in a Predator movie and was actually funny, basically. This just wasn't. I think, look, the plot line with the Predators using us, altering their DNA, I just thought that is just a plot line that I don't even know why they'd do that. They're already far superior to us, so what they would need that for is, it's like an unclear motivation. Not how you would want, it's not how you want Predator or the Yautjas to be portrayed on the big screen. Do you know what I mean? What a waste. I found the Predator dogs completely irrelevant, terrible CGI, made no sense how they behaved, how they acted. It offered nothing for me. It was just another reason why I didn't like this film. That with the poorly placed humour, the CGI, the main villain, the upgrade Predator. I mean, look, we're here and bigger is better, apparently. In my opinion, it's not. Realistically, less is more when it comes to these kind of movies, and actually a guy in a costume, yeah, looks a lot better than this very, very poor CGI. This film I would put as a tragic movie. Terrible, shouldn't have happened. I'd like to forget about it. Having watched it again recently and realising the terrible plot hole of a predator coming to Earth to give us something, and we basically steal its fucking its technology. The main character's eating a piece of technology. His kid has autism, and that's the kid that the predator's after. This makes no sense, and you know, basically what the predator wants to take autism to its home country, its homeland. No, I think not. I think this film has to go down as a tragic waste of time for everybody, and that's why it's in last place. Alien vs Predator Requiem. Now, I said I'm going to talk about all things good, so let's talk about what I like about this film. I liked a lot about this film in terms of, as a Predator fan and an Alien fan, of course, I'm going to queue up and buy tickets for this. No matter how bad or good it is, I will be paying, take my money, I'm here for it. The concept of this film is great, so obviously the Predator ship crash lands with the Predator that's been sort of impregnated with the alien, making a Predalien. And that Predalien is on Earth. and is going to cause havoc, right? What's not to like? There are xenomorphs everywhere. The whole local town is being infested with xenomorphs, so predators send down a predator to clean up the mess, basically eradicate all sight of all the xenomorph, kill the pred alien, and basically live happily ever after. Of course, the plot itself with the humans is pretty spectacularly shit. Nothing is happening in that town. The acting is terrible, but the concept of this movie I really like. And again, like I said, anything to do with this franchise, take my money, I'm here for it. I loved the way this predator behaved. I liked how it was there to leave no clues, no evidence that the xenomorph even exist. And I like the battle that it's having with the far superior pred alien, or it comes across as the pred alien is superior. Then what don't I like about this film? Well, for a start, you can't actually see anything. So what could have been great about this film is all the interactions with the predator and the pred alien and the xenomorphs. You just can't see anything. It's pitch black everywhere. The filming of this movie, I don't know if it's because they didn't have budget, so they couldn't show us what the actual, I guess, the costumes look like or what the designs look like, but it's poor. It's, you know, I get that you want to create a different tone to make it more scary, and like I mentioned in the other film, The Predator, there is no impending doom. Here there is kind of that, but you just can't see it, and the tone goes overkill with how dark it is, and it really takes you out of the film. You should be watching a really good spectacle in front of your eyes, but you can't see anything, and it really takes away from the film. What could have been a great film is actually, unfortunately, really fucking bad. The acting itself, again, is terrible. It's like they used all the budget up on the writing of the screenplay, not the actual acting or the visual effects. And look, the final scene where the pred alien is fighting the predator, it's really good. It's in terms of, it's everything I would hope for, but again, can't see anything. So this colossal battle is not there to see. I liked the fact that the pred alien was actually very vicious. It killed everything. When it went to the hospital and was killing the babies off screen. This is really sort of what you expect from Predator films or Alien films, and why it should be rated R or 18 in the UK. And yeah, I really like the concept. The execution was poor, so although it's coming second last, it is nowhere near as bad as The Predator. Coming in at number 5 is Predators. First and foremost, I really like this film. It's probably a better film than where I'm ranking it, but it's just personal preference, so it is what it is. You guys, if you don't like it, comment what you think the order should be. I'm open to suggestions. This film, what do I like about it? What don't I like about it? First and foremost, I like pretty much everything about it. So what is it about? I mean, it takes a group of diverse soldiers, mercenaries / humans, and basically drops them on a alien planet. They essentially serve as a as a game / sort of served up for hunting for the new predators, this new breed of predators in the film, which are known as like the berserker predators, I believe, which are slightly bigger and stronger than the original predators that we're used to. I guess we could just call them jungle hunters, right? And yeah, it's a really good, solid movie. From the characters, they're all very basic, but it's acted out well. It doesn't overcomplicate itself. It knows exactly what it is. And what it is an action movie, I suppose. It's not got too much horror involved, but when the predators are on screen, they're dangerous. They feel like something's going to happen. The characters are in danger. People are going to die because it's a Predator film, and it's exactly what you want. It doesn't overcomplicate itself. There is some small plot twists in the film. So, for example, you see that there's a survivor on the planet who's got the alien technology / the Predator technology. and he's using it to remain invisible. He sort of befriends the survivors, so to speak, and says he can help them. He ends up trying to kill them, so yeah, that is quite fun. The predators end up killing him. We get to meet, like I said, this new group of predators who are actually at war, or it seems to be at war / have beef with the sort of predators that we know, sort of the original jungle hunters. And essentially the group of people end up in the sort of new predator camp. They release the old predator who's there chained up. That predator agrees to help them off the planet. Essentially, from this moment on, everybody dies. The predator that we know and love ends up fighting the berserker predator leader, ends up losing. It's much smaller, it's tired because it's been in sort of, well, it's been tied up basically and been starved, it looks like, and tortured. And yeah, that's it really. The main character, Royce, defeats the main predator very similarly to, I guess, the original, which is the only sad parts of these films and the bits that I don't like. It harps back to the original a lot. It's set in a planet that looks like the original jungle, so that is good. I do like that, but then certain things like covering himself in mud and essentially using flame and again blinding the predator, you can't see me, and you know, certain things that, look, I don't mind paying like homage and referencing the original, but try and be your own movie. They're sort of very small gripes I have with the film. And also, I didn't like the berserker predators, how they looked. That wasn't for me. But what I did find cool was the sort of predator dogs, which I don't think are called predator dogs in this film, but they're dogs that the predators are using to sort of understand how the humans are going to interact in battle, understand what they're doing, so that they can sort of learn how to hunt them better. I thought that was really good. The concept of this movie is very, very good and solid. It's fun. I think even if you don't enjoy Predator, this is an enjoyable film as a standalone. There isn't much to the lore that you're going to sort of be introduced to, just nice technologies that you've seen. And actually I'm wrong there. They have a whole new sort of race of predators, which is great. So I think that's where I rank the film. It's a really solid film and probably better than films that I'm going to rank above it. But that's just my opinion, and it is what it is. You lot tell me. Coming in at number 4 is Alien vs Predator, 2004. This film, obviously I like it, that's why it's coming in at 4. I probably should be putting it higher, and it was close to being in my top 3. I know, don't shoot me, I'm just saying it, it's my opinion. This film gets a lot of bad reviews from everybody. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why. It could be better, basically. It could be amazing. It's got 2 fantastic sort of franchises. Everybody loves Alien, everybody loves Predator. Let's be honest, and if they don't, then there's something wrong with them, or they haven't seen it. So that's what I think. What do I like about this film? I do like the plot line. I like the fact that essentially they find a tomb, or the Predators essentially allow heat signals to come out of this temple that's underground. So naturally the Wayland Corporation see the heat signals and understand that there's a sort of temple / pyramid underground, and of course they have to go and visit it. So they get these archaeologists to get together, like this super team of archaeologists basically, and they send them into the temple. And of course, it's not what it seems. It's essentially a really old sort of Aztec temple, and it's actually a predator temple. And you find out that the predators basically resided there or used it to breed aliens and then slaughter them, as they do, hunt them. And of course, the humans are on course to essentially be the sacrificial lambs and to be used as sort of bodies for the face huggers. So really good concept, really enjoyed it. It's in a temple, it's claustrophobic, which almost plays homage to the original Alien. Really nice sort of setting. The issues with this film are more to do with, I guess, the predators themselves. I don't think they look particularly good. I think the sort of fight scenes or the combat scenes between both the predators and Alien isn't particularly amazing or well done. it just looks a little bit clunky for me. It could have looked fantastic, and the characters. Not saying it's not well acted. It is, but the characters are just not super strong in this for me. I didn't like all of them, and when they're, obviously everybody dies in these films, but I didn't care for them. You care for the main character a little bit. But what's good about this film, like I was saying, is that the 3 predators come down. There's obviously a xenomorph outbreak. There's also a queen alien here who's obviously producing the eggs in the temple. And these predators have got to stop these aliens reaching the surface, essentially. And 2 of them get killed by the aliens, which is good to see. And of course, we get to see an epic fight between not only just the alien and predators, but we also see the predator team up with one of the humans to fight the queen alien, and that is cool. It's a lot better than Requiem, and how it ends is a face hugger actually basically caught onto one of the predators during the film, and essentially he's injured or / dead, didn't quite make it, and when he's in the ship as the other predators take him back, this alien pops out from his stomach, so we all know that to be the Pred alien. Really quite a cool concept, really good film, and I think, you know what, sometimes as fans we want too much and we expect too much, and it's just a good watch. It could be better, yeah, granted, but I really enjoyed it, and it's really rewatchable, unlike some of this other stuff. So yeah, I rank it quite highly and would highly recommend watching it. Coming in at number 3, we have Prey. Now, Prey is a good film, and just like Alien vs Predator, probably could be higher up on my list, but it isn't for me. What do I like about this film? Well, I like the setting, I like the Predator, the way it acts. Not particularly a huge fan of the design, but I'll run with it, it's pretty good. In terms of the plot itself, essentially, Predator comes to Earth. This Predator is called the Feral Predator, so it's slightly different to the original Jungle Hunter. I believe it's not quite as tall. It's way more agile. Its technology is totally different. It's a bit more animalistic. It doesn't have like a plasma cannon, for example, and it's very, very formidable, this Predator, and actually on screen looks really impressive. So it starts off with essentially a Comanche tribe. This is when this was set, so a few hundred years ago, and it makes total sense, this being the first Predator to Earth. It doesn't understand the planet, so it goes through a sort of period where it's killing everything, so all different animals. We even see it have a sort of hand-to-hand combat with a bear, and it just looks really, really good. The plot itself, it's not the strongest plot. For me, it's about a Comanche tribe and a warrior who is a female, who is told by the tribe she's there just to forage, for example. That's what she should be good at, and that's what she should be doing. She wants to be a warrior. You know, classic tale, really. Not much to sort of go from there. Of course, we know she'll end up defeating the Predator. It's just a case of how. And yeah, it does a really good job, this film, of portraying the Predator and what it's like in slightly different environments at a different time. It's a strong movie. Look, there's not much, I could critique it a lot more, but it would just be really nitpicking. I don't like the fact that this female character defeats the Predator. She doesn't defeat it with strength or anything like this. It's the way it's defeated is pretty dumb for me. It's a bit stupid. It isn't really a good payoff. Essentially, the Predator kills itself, which, I don't know, that doesn't sit well with me. Also, this particular character, she isn't particularly impressive. She's not a particularly good warrior. And I guess she grows as the film, you know, goes on, and that's great. That's a good character arc. But, you know, she ends up beating up several men in her tribe, for example. And, you know, things like that are just not believable, and they really take me out of the movie. It's not particularly woke or anything, this film, so it's not, you know, there isn't anything to really complain about. It's just a personal grudge from me. I just didn't like seeing that. No problem with a female defeating the Predator. It's just the way it's done. And, you know, would that be realistic? Of course, how realistic is an alien coming to Earth and whatever? I get all that, but I think anybody who watches the film would understand that, I don't think this person would be the toughest challenge for the Predator. I don't think this person would be able to defeat the Predator, but she does. And it's actually a pretty awesome movie, to be honest, and really enjoyed it. Highly recommend, but it only sits at number 3 on my list. Coming in at number 2 is, of course, Predator 2. This film gets a lot of bad rep, lots of hate. A lot of people don't like it. For me, I have no idea why. I think it's maybe nostalgia. I was young growing up. It's a film that I grew up on, absolutely loved, rewatched it hundreds of times. I love everything from King Willie. I love everything from like the sort of the drug cartel characters, from the Colombians to like the Jamaicans, and the difference in those characters, the way Danny Glover portrays the police officer. We also have a extra sort of, I don't know, they're not the CIA, but they're basically the CIA tracking down the Predator, and it's just one big absolute mosh pit of madness within LA in a really hot time of the year, so it makes sense to law. That's why the Predator's there. The Predator's causing all kinds of havoc in the city. While that's going on, Danny Glover's character is having a lot of problems as he's a police officer. He's having problems with his boss. They think he's on a wild goose chase. He's having his own sort of team massacred. He's also fighting the essentially the CIA people who are tracking down the Predator. It's a lot going on. They tell him he's in over his head. It's exciting. The pace is pretty good. It is cheesy. Yeah, 100% it's cheesy, but I really, really enjoy it. I think for me, there's lots that we learn about the Predator in this that I really enjoyed. It's menacing when it's on the screen. It looks slightly different to the Predator or the Yautja in the original. The City Hunter is one of my favourites. The gadgets that it uses, from the net that just slices people to his sort of staff. I don't know the official name. I'm sure there is, like his spear that locks out and goes quite big. It's really, really good. In terms of what I enjoyed the most about this film is ultimately it's actually quite scary. As a kid, I thought this movie is the scariest of all of the Predator franchise movies. It's got a little bit more, not thrill about it, but there are moments where it's a bit more scary, just based in the fact that it's in a dark city, and there are some moments, especially on the tube, especially when Danny Glover's partner is going up to the scene of the crime, one of the main scenes of the crime. He's there by himself and gets killed. It's really good. Like any Predator movie, all the main characters are pretty much getting killed off. It's fantastic. One of the bad things about this movie, I would say, is possibly how cheesy it is. For me, it's a near perfect kind of movie because of my thoughts on it. It's great. So rewatchable. I love the costume design in this one because it is different to the original, but I like that it's good different. I also like this Predator, the way it acts is very, very violent, very menacing. We learn a lot more again with the new technologies. There's an amazing scene. I think one of the best scenes for me in the whole franchise is in the slaughterhouse with the Predator, and it basically is. Basically, the CIA people think they're trapping the Predator in there because they know it only sees an infrared, but actually it doesn't, and it's an incredible scene. I think it's one of the best in the Predator series. Is, like I said, it's just really fantastic. And then what blows most people's minds and all the fans' minds is obviously we've got the xenomorph skull in the ship. So you've seen that the Predator has gone across the universe and got skulls of not only humans but xenomorph, other animals. It's really good. And right at the end we see a whole load of new Predators, and basically they respect Danny Glover's character because he defeats the Predator, and they all appear. I don't know how many there are of them. There's a good dozen of them, I would say. And we see the elder Predator, and he actually honors Danny Glover with a present, a gift, I suppose, and it's a pistol that from decades ago, and we know that well, hundreds and hundreds of years ago, and we know that it's now from Prey. So it's really, really good, and it also sends your mind asking more questions about the sort of lore, the character, the Yautja. There's more than one. You start to sort of see that they've been hunting not only in sort of Earth, but all over the galaxy. They've got xenomorph skull. It's incredible. You also know it's not the first time that they've been to Earth. Base this and the original, you know, they've been here for hundreds of years before that. They're always hunting, and yeah, it's just a really, really fun watch. Good movie, holds up well to this day. Obviously there's some dated bits, but I think it's really rewatchable. And I mean yeah, if my first choice didn't basically exist, this would still be a great movie for me. I think it's really, really good and better than all the others on the list. Coming in at number one is obviously the first choice. It's the original, it's Predator. This film is iconic for so many different reasons. It's not only the best Predator movie in the franchise, it's also just one of the greatest movies ever made, in my opinion. It's an action movie, it's, if you want to call it, an alien invasion movie, some sort of horror, it's not really a thriller, but there's some thrills in it. It is just brilliant. It's everything I like about sort of late 80s, early 90s movie. It's, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger is basically the most manly of men, the best we have to offer, and this Predator comes along and essentially makes him look like a little kid. It was amazing, especially at the time, because Arnold Schwarzenegger was essentially beating up everything in sight. So this film was just stunning in all different ways. And in terms of the plot, I mean, to go over it, it's just, for me, the jungle, the setting is unreal. The fact that this is like the original Expendables, everyone is the most hulking behemoth that is there. Absolutely brilliant. The suspense in this film is fantastic. The fact that the Predator is often watching them, and we're seeing clippets in infrared tracking the team down while they're on their mission is it's just brilliant. You know they're being watched. You don't get a glimpse of the Predator. It's this special forces team that you know are unbelievable, and they're in impending danger. You know it's there, it's in the trees, it's tracking them, it's following them. We see an absolute amazing action scene when Arnold Schwarzenegger and his team of men go to fulfill their mission, which is to rescue people from this guerrilla camp. And once they get to this guerrilla camp, it's an incredible action scene. You've got incredible lines from this movie. I love Blaine's character. I love pretty much all the characters of this ensemble. It's an incredible cast, I think, for this particular movie. It's funny, the scenes are great, the Predator is absolutely awesome when you finally see it, even in its infrared, even when it's cloaked, it's still incredible. Like, it sounds stupid and it looks kind of dated to this day because it's just like kind of blurry and has these lines on it, but it still looks good. I think it still looks really good. It's acted so well. Once the whole Predator is revealed, it's an incredible spectacle. The way it moves, the way it's acted, it looks alien, it looks scary, it's tall, it's massive, it's clever, it just makes the perfect sounds. It's the perfect looking movie monster. It's absolutely brilliant. I just don't think this design will ever be topped. The Jungle Hunter Predator is just unbelievable. I don't think there are any flaws in this movie, in my opinion. I think maybe the only bad side of this movie for me is that it ends, and perhaps there is a really juvenile, jokey tone to the first part of the Predator fighting Dutch, Arnold Schwarzenegger's character. He speaks while he's fighting it, for example. He hits him with something and says, "Bad idea." I think that is the only bit that takes me out of the movie for a split second. And the face reveal is one of the most iconic scenes ever. I think just that face reveal, what Arnie says when he reveals his face, the size of the Predator when it grabs him against the tree. I can't really talk about this movie anymore. It's, for me, it's in my top 10 films of all time. It's rewatchable. It's one that you know, you show people, because it's basically a perfect film. You can't really get better. And yeah, just incredible. The actual Predator, the costume design of this Predator is just unbelievable. By far the best Predator film. It's probably, well, it is perfect. But you guys, let me know if you don't think it is. Let me know what plot holes you see, what you didn't like about it, what you do like about it. And that is my list. Let me know if you agree. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Drop a like and subscribe. More content will be coming.